So a CPA can either make or break you financially. I've spoken with over 1,200 investors, one-on-one, high net worth folks, and I've been shocked at the number of people that don't have a CPA or they do taxes themselves. This is something you don't want either of those scenarios. You want to have a good CPA who can work for you. They can make or break you for several reasons. They can help you find money, pay less in taxes. So if you're not happy with your CPA, or if you don't have a CPA, you really need to watch this video, or maybe you can send this to a friend who does their own taxes. But I'm gonna go over it in 3 easy steps. We're gonna share a quote for you at the end. We'll jump into it here. Okay, so why you need a great CPA. I'm gonna share a story with you about when I was in college and I was doing my own taxes. So I was making around $15,000 a year. I was waiting tables, I was working hard, I was doing my college thing, and I had a little more hair back then, I think. And I can't say I have, it's changed that much over the last 20 years, but I had more hair back then. But I was making very minimal money. I did doing my own taxes, I had them all done. Gave them to my, I basically was ready to turn it in, but somebody either told me or said, hey, you should, kind of gave me this advice, hey, you should at least send it to a tax person and just see what they would say. So I had a referral, a friend of a friend, and said, hey, I'll take a free look at it. They looked at it and they said, oh, I found you $600 more, for this year. And I was like, oh, that's incredible, wow. And then they looked at it and she said, well, send me last year. So I sent her last year. She found me another $500 from last year that I wouldn't have gotten. So and I think, I don't know if she did this as a favor or she did it as a friend or whatever, but she ended up only charging me $50 to do the taxes. And I was just shocked that, basically I got $1,100 by only paying $50. Now it's hard to find a tax person for $50 today, but you can see the multiple was crazy. To have a good tax person look at your stuff or my stuff and find all of this extra money. I mean, in college, that was a lot. I could buy a lot of cans of beans, top ramen, burritos, whatever. I could buy a lot of stuff with that money. And so I was very, very grateful. So it kind of changed my view on this. But something that's happened the last few years particularly is that laws change every single year. So if you're doing your own taxes, or if you're, you don't have somebody who's good, you need somebody there to help you walk through that process so that you're not just doing it on your own. Now you can do TurboTax, you can do other things on your own, but again, a CPA is well equipped to educate you on the different things so that they can provide tax strategy for you and how you can save money in taxes. They can sometimes always also provide access to deals or other opportunities that come up. So having a good CPA is really important. So this is if you have a CPA that's just kind of so-so, or you're not really that impressed with them, shop around, find a good CPA, get a referral from somebody who is a friend. I've got a couple CPAs that I've used that are great and they're reasonable and I like using them. So if you have a good CPA and if you have one that you've used and they're reasonable, send that information to me because I could always use that as well. So now I'm gonna get in and talk to you if you don't have a CPA, or maybe your friend doesn't have a CPA, and why you should never be in that situation. All right, so if you don't have a CPA and you make over $50,000 a year, which I imagine most people watching this are making over $50,000 a year, then you should absolutely have one. So this is tough love from me to you, right? That this is something you need to do because it takes too much time. Your time is valuable. You'll spend too much time putting all this together versus just giving your information over. You have a professional be able to handle it for you. And then especially as you start to earn more, as you start making more money, you're at more of a risk of being audited. When a CPA works with your taxes and signs your tax return, they're putting their license and their name and their reputation on the line. If something goes wrong, and you get audited, they're also on the hook as well, right? They're there to help support you to walk through that. So it's just totally worth it. So if you're doing your own taxes, I'm gonna say just stop it, right? Don't do it. If friends tell friends, say no. So if you haven't tried it, you need to try it, you need to do it. It'll cost you typically between $200 and $2,000, but it will pay you multiples of that. Some will do a free second look. So even if you do your own and you insist on doing it, give it to 1 or 2 different groups and they will help take a look at it for you. So the third thing and final thing I want to say is that a CPA, there's a way you can help your CPA or helping your CPA help you. So you remember the scene from Jerry Maguire where he says, help me help you, right? So there's a way you can actually help your CPA help you. For me in the past, I should say this, my CPA didn't really understand real estate that well, but I'd been with her so long, over 15 years, I really wanted to help her along the path. So I connected to her a couple other resources, articles, even maybe another CPA to try to help understand that process. And so as you provide value and you're helping your CPA in that way, you can get a referral from another investor and have them talk to their CPA. Your CPA will actually learn, and they should appreciate the fact that you're helping them to actually grow. So I'm not saying you should necessarily leave your CPA, but if your CPA is not helpful in this and they're not willing to learn, it might be time to look for a new CPA. So anyway, in conclusion of all this, you can thank me later, but make the move, get a referral, get a good CPA that will help you along the path, will save you money, will provide you resources, maybe even gives you deals, help you strategize for the future, be really, really helpful. And if you're paying more than $100,000 a year in taxes, you need to reach out to us at Bronson Equity. You can reach out to a tax strategy firm, which we are not, but we help people with taxes and give our own educational thoughts on that. So help us help you, or find somebody that can help you to pay less taxes. I was able to save over $150,000 in taxes over the last few years that I would have paid, and it happened because I was able to find really good help and find ways to reduce taxes through real estate and other sorts of investing. So I want to share this quote from Ronald Reagan, and he says this. He says, "Government's view of the economy can be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it." Right? So government, obviously they want to tax everybody, they want to make it more efficient, or they want to subsidize things that aren't, stop moving. So anyway, there's a lot we could say about that, but I gotta love Ronald Reagan. So check out this video we did. It's about during inflation, what are the best moves today? We did this awesome panel. You can check it out up here. Just one of my favorite times doing panels with experts about inflation and what the best moves are now. I wanted to know from you is, how has your CPA saved you money, or what are some ways that you would hope a good CPA would save you money? Stick that in the comments below. Thanks for taking the time to educate yourself. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.